Hi everyone. First of all, welcome to the first session of this exclusive stock market mentorship and training program brought to you by EdiGlobe. I'll introduce myself. My name is Ansh R. Hiran. Uh, I am co-founder of Financial Gateways, technical analyst, trader, stock market coach, and mentor. I have learned stock market from some of the best coaches in the world, and now I'm teaching this art of trading to thousands of students around the world by conducting different programs, master classes, boot camps, mentorship training programs, and I'm associated with EdiGlobe. It's been more than 6, 7 months. I'm also associated with some of the well-known brokers of the country, helping them to create educational content. I have 6+ years of experience as a trader and almost 3.5 years of experience as a stock market mentor. And yeah, this is basically what I do. Of course, so as you know, we are going to be starting from very scratch. Okay, we'll start from very beginning. I'm firstly we'll start with a little bit of theory, then we'll understand different terms and different concepts that are there in the market. Then we will start with our analysis part, how you guys can actually look at the charts, how you can make conclusions out of it, how you can make decisions out of it. And as we'll move forward, we will look at so many practical aspects of the market as well. Now, let's start with our first session. Because it's the first session, I am trying to keep it very light. Okay. So, yeah, let's get started today's session, everyone. If you like believe in any God, please, आप उनका नाम ले सकते हैं, and then we can start. All right. I'll just start sharing my screen and we'll be good to go. Okay. First, yes. So, join all of them sincerely. All right. So let's get started today's session, everyone. First session, आज का हमारा पहला session, and the first question of this session is very basic. What is stock market? What is the actual meaning of stock market? Because we have heard it a lot. Okay, share market and stock market and paisa dalna hai, invest karna hai, stock market, is a booming industry and all that stuff is fine. But what actually is stock market? That's the question. So stock market is basically made up of two words. First is stock, second one is market. Stock and market. Okay. What is the meaning of these two words? Let's try to understand them one by one. First thing is stock, or what? First thing is market. First word is market. What is a market? Market is basically a place, a institution, or an arrangement. Okay. A place, a institution, or an arrangement where buyers and sellers meet and a transaction happens. Okay, you have fruit market, you have vegetable market, you have gold jewelry market, you have what else? Apparel market, right? So all these are the market where it's like an arrangement where buyers and sellers meet and a transaction happens. Okay, all those who have a lot of vegetables, they come to the market, they open their own stalls or their store, and all those who need vegetables, they go to that market, they pay the money to the seller, and they get the vegetables. So both the needs are satisfied. People who have extra vegetables, they get the money. People who have money in more vegetables, they get the vegetables. So what is a market? Basically, market is a place, an institution, or an arrangement where buyers and sellers meet and a transaction happens. That's the place which is called market. Now let's talk about what are shares or what are stocks. Anybody have any idea what are shares? What are stocks? I want it to be a very interactive session. So your eyes should be on the screen. Your focus should be on me and what I'm teaching. And your hand should be on the keyboard answering everything that I ask. So anyone have any idea what are shares? You can also unmute yourself. You can raise your hand and you can write in the chat box. You have all the options. Percentage in company. Okay, great. Any other guesses? Any other answers? You can always unmute yourself and tell me the answer if you want. You can raise your hand and then you can unmute yourself, whatever is the case. Anyone have any idea? And if you don't know the answer, just say no idea. Okay, that is also necessary. So that I can just move ahead. No idea, anyone?
No idea, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right. Parts of ownership. Yes, great. Right. So, what are stocks and what are shares? Let's talk about them. Let's, if I define what a particular share is, just give me one second. Okay. Let's take an example and we will continue this example for the upcoming season as well. So, let's say I am Elon Musk. Okay, I am Elon Musk. And you guys know what I do. You guys know who I am, right? I am Elon Musk. I am like, real life Tony Stark. If you don't know who's Tony Stark, that's just a little bit problematic. Uh, and I'm a genius. I have two, three companies. First is Tesla. Second one is SpaceX. Another one is Neuralink. Okay. And Twitter nowadays. I don't know why, but yeah, it's there. So I have all these companies. Okay. And because of these successful companies, I am one of the richest person in the world in today. Now, and I'm actually my the entire I've like dedicated my entire life in order to make this world a better world, a pollution free world, a better world for the human society. That's my ambition. That's my main goal. That's why I have the electric cars and Neuralink and SpaceX and all that stuff. Now, one day I observed it. Okay, let's say these airplanes, these are very polluting. Okay, you need like tons of fuel in order to go from one place to another. That to a very limited amount of people. It's a very expensive, at the same time very fuel like not a very green. At the same time, the carbon footprint of air travel is very very high. What can be done to make this thing or improve this thing? So I came up with an idea that okay, we can create a solar powered electric airplane. That's a great idea, right? Now, of course, you guys know me and I know myself. I'm a genius, and if I want, I can build that thing. Okay, I'll put solar panels on the wings of the airplane, and it will be powered from that, and it will charge the batteries of the airplane, and we can travel, for free. That's a great idea. But in order to execute that idea, in order to make that idea into reality, I'll need what? I'll need team of engineers. I'll need team of scientists. I'll need who's the guy? Yeah, I'll need Kushal with me, right? Who is doing aeronautical engineering, right? And do you think Kushal will work at any price less than 20 lakhs per annum or 30 lakhs per annum?
No, sir.
Right? I'm going to need a giga factory. I can't build it in my backyard. I need a giga factory. I need to build that giga factory in order to make at least one prototype. And I need like crores of investment. Of course, now I'm Elon Musk. I have a lot of money, but I can't do that in my Tesla factory. I'll be like, okay, ये car बाद में बनाना, मुझे भी थोड़ा plane बनाने दो. Can I do that? No, I'll need different resources, different capital, different people, all of them working together towards a similar, a predefined goal. And for that, in order to start this business, I need a huge amount of money. Right? I need at least 500 crore rupees in order to start the company. I'm just giving a random number. Now, if I need 500 crore rupees, of course, I'm the richest person in the world, but I can't, put Tesla, or I can't put Neuralink, or I can't put Star SpaceX on the line, or I can't put this share of the SpaceX on the line to make this company or this imagination as reality. So if I need money, where will I go? I'll go to my friends, maybe my family. But I am Elon Musk already. If I don't have money to build that company, who is richer than me? No one. Then the second option that I have is I can go to bank. I'll go to bank. I'll be like, okay, hi bank. See, you know who I am. I'm Elon Musk. You know what I've done. Okay, I need 500 crore rupees of loan. I have this great idea and I can build this company. Give me 500 crore rupees, and I'll make a successful company and I'll give it back to you. Bank will be like, yes, sir, we know who you are, and that's great. You have this great idea, but I am a bank. Okay, I need some collateral. Okay, कुछ मुझे गिरवी चाहिए. I need something from you in order to give you the loan. But as I said, I can't, I can't put my already successful running companies on the stake in order to build a new company. I can't do that. So I am left with no other choice, right? I don't have any other choice to, arrange money. But should I drop the idea? Should I drop the idea? No, that's a revolutionary idea and it can change the world entirely. So what will I do? Where can I go? If I can't go to my family, if I can't go to the friends, if I can't go to investors or institutions, where can I go? Okay, the market. Okay. Stock market. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Any idea? Where can I go? You can repeat the answer if you want. No issues. Sell the shares. But yeah, I can't do that, right? I can't sell the shares of my already successful company in order to make a maybe successful company in the future. Because it is not just my company. Tesla has a lot of share owners. I have the responsibility to, keep Tesla running. Investors, okay? Okay, I'll give the answers. So if bank is not giving me the money, friends are not giving me the money, family is not giving the money, and I need 500 crores, I can always go to the public. Okay, I can always go to the public. What do I mean by the public? The normal public. How? See, there are 130 crore, 140, I don't know the current data, but almost 130 crore people in India. If all of them give me 4 rupees, if all of them give me 4 rupees, don't you think I'll have 520 crore rupees in my bank account today? And do you think nobody can give me 4 rupees? Yes, everybody can give me 4 rupees. That's just peanuts, right? So if I have no other choice to get the funds, I can always go to public for funding. I'll go to public and I'll be like, hi everyone, this is Elon Musk. Okay. And you know who I am, you know what I've done. You guys are driving Tesla already. You know that's a great success. I have this idea in my mind. I want to build this company and I need your support in order to build this company in order to change the world. Everybody will be like, yes, we know who you are. Yes, we know what you have done. Yes, we will give you the money. You want a little bit of our money? That's great. We will give you the money. But again, the question is still the same. What are we getting in return? Are you going to give us a Tesla car? Are you going to send us to moon, a ticket to the moon? Are you going to make us a genius by installing that Neuralink chip? He'd be like, no, no, nothing like that is going to happen. Then what? What can be done? Or what are you going to do? I'll be like, okay, I can't give you my existing companies, but what I can do is I will give you this new company. Like, how will you give us one plane or extra ticket? I'll be like, no, 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 no. That's my product. That might happen, might not happen. But whatever company which I'm going to form by taking 500 crore rupees from you, you guys can become my partner in that company. How? How? What I will do is, let's say, this is the company. This is a 500 crore rupees company. Okay. I will divide my company or I'll divide the ownership of my company into these small parts. Small equal parts. Okay. Each part is called the share or the stock of the company. So let's say if I divide my company, which is a 500 crore rupees company, 500 crore. Okay. If I divide my company, or the ownership of my company into 50 crore parts, 50 crore equal parts, what will be the price of one part? What will be the price of that one share? 500 crore divided by 50 crore, that is 10 rupees or $10, whatever you are considering. So whatever money you want to give me, if you want to give me 20 rupees, I will give you two part of my company or two shares of my company or two stock of my company. If you want to invest 1,000 rupees, you will get 100 shares of my company, 100 stock of my company, or 100 part ownership of my company. So what are shares or what are stocks? Shares and stocks are the part ownership of the company which you get when you invest in that particular company. And once you invest in that particular company, you actually become the owner of that company. So if you are investing in Reliance, if you have one share of Reliance, you are in a way you are becoming the partner of Mukesh Ambani. In a way, you are becoming the owner of Reliance Industries. You can't be like, you can't go to Reliance office and you'll be like, hey, meri company. No, you can't do that. Okay, you are the owner on papers. Okay, you can't go to a Reliance office and park your car over there, and you can't be like, क्योंकि मेरा ownership is company में, so I'm parking my car. You can't do that. You have your own limitations of the rights, but on paper, you become the owner of that company, at least for a very limited part. Is this part very clear to everyone? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, just give me a thumbs up. If you got it, just give me a thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs up. You can send me a, no, not in the chat. In on the, yeah, yes, correct. Yes, perfect. Yes, Aisha. Yes, Sai Sriram. Yes, great. Yes, what is the name? OnePlus का नाम क्या था? I forgot. Aditi. Yes, great. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so whenever I say कि is this thing clear, अगर clear हो, please send me a thumbs up so that I can know okay, if the part is clear or not. Great. So now, if you know what shares are, and if you know what a market is, then what is a stock market? Stock market is basically a place, a institution, or an arrangement where buying and selling of the ownership of the company happens. In a fruit market, you buy and sell the fruits. In a vegetable market, you buy and sell, or a transaction of the fruits happen. In a stock market, different companies, different companies whose shares are there with the public, okay, those shares are being traded. The buying and selling of shares happen in the share. Is this thing clear, everyone? Again, second part. Yes, great. Yes, okay. Perfect, perfect. Great, great, great. Kushal, what about you? Siddharth,
Yes, sir. Clear.
I can see everyone. Okay, I can see everyone. So I need answers from everyone. अगर किसी एक को भी कोई चीज क्लियर नहीं होती, I will not move ahead. Okay, that's how it's gonna go. All right. If that part is clear, let's move on to the next topic. Okay, Yashu, I think आपका network चला गया था. Is the part clear of what is stock market? Now, moving on to the next topic or next part. There are types of market. Okay, there are different types of market. Now, basically, there are two types of market. First one is called primary market. Second one is called secondary market. Primary and secondary. Market तो एक ही होता है. There is vegetable market, so vegetable market ही होता है. So what are these types? Let's talk about that. And keep noting down everything. Okay, you should have a pen and paper or notebook so that you can write all these things, or you can just draw your conclusions out of everything. It's going to help you a lot. Now, oh shit, just give me one second. Hi, Siddharth. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. So, the thing is actually I plugged my phone on charge, but I forgot to switch on the button. So, very painful. Anyways, so two types of market. First one is primary market. Second one is secondary market. Okay. Let's understand the difference between these two. Anybody have any idea about it? Any idea? Because I believe some of you had a little bit of idea about what are shares, what are stock, what is market. But any idea about primary and secondary market? Anyone? No? Okay. No idea. Okay. Perfect. Yes, this is the kind of response I was waiting. Great. All right. So if you guys have no idea, let's start with that. What is primary market and secondary? This bifurcation is basically done on the basis of, oh yes, yes, Aisha. Yes, absolutely. Correct. Good, good. So okay, let me tell you. So the bifurcation of these two types is basically done on the basis of types of transactions which are happening in these particular types. Okay, a certain type of transaction happens, then they are called primary market transactions. And if another type of transaction happens, they are called secondary market transactions. What do I mean by that? If I have to give you a very simple analogy, and if I have to give you kind of analogy which is going to solve all your future questions or confusions, understand this. All the transactions, okay, write it down. All the transactions which are happening between a company and its investors, the transactions which are happening between a company and its investors, they come under primary market transaction. Okay, all the transactions which are happening between a company and the investors, that is called a primary market transaction. And all the transactions happening between one investor and another investor, they are called secondary market transaction. What do I mean by that? Let's understand the primary market transaction first. Okay, these are the 5 different types of primary market transactions. There are some more, but these are the major ones. Major ones. Did you get the reference? Primary is equals to Shark Tank. Yes, kind of. Kind of. All right, so let's talk about primary market transaction. Let's continue the same example. Okay, let's continue the same example. All those who knew a little bit about stock market, they would be like, "Arey, itni badi story kyun suna raha hai?" We know, but I'll tell you why I gave you the story. So the thing is, first primary market transaction is called initial public offering, or in short form, it is called IP. Sorry, really sorry for the handwriting. I'm actually using my mouse right now. So IPO. Right, Aisha? This is what you were saying, right? IPO. But that is just one part. Okay, we have so many others. So I give you the example ki bhai, I am Elon Musk and I'm going to start a new company. Let's name this company. Let's name this Flying Machine. Okay. So I'm starting my company called Flying Machine where I'll build solar powered airplanes and all that stuff is fine. And I go to public. I can't just go to public like that. Okay, I can't just go to public like that. मैं किसी चौराहे पर खड़ा होके I can't stand and I be like, okay, share ले लो, share ले लो, share. I can't do that. Okay, we can't do that. So what will we do? See, this entire this entire procedure of giving your company share to public, okay, is called listing of the company. Okay, listing of the company. What is the meaning of listing of the company? Where are you actually listing your company? Where is the list? What is the list? See, when you are the owner of a company, when you own the entire company, it's your own sole proprietor, then there is no difference between you and company. You are the company and company is you. Same thing happens in the partnership firm as well. Like if there are 2 or 3 or 5 partners, so company is partner, partners are company. But when you go to public, for the fund, that makes company a separate legal entity. For example, that what does that mean? The company is a separate person in the eyes of the law. Okay, in the eyes of law, company is a separate person. Company. Okay, and all its investor and all its owners are different persons. And in order to make a company, a private firm or a new company into a separate legal person, separate legal entity, or something called as public limited company, you have to list that company, or you have to register this company to the registrar of companies. Okay, there's a office called registrar of companies. You have to register your company to that particular office. You have to tell them, Ki, bhai, this is my company. This is what we do in this company. This is our business. You have, like, it's a very, very lengthy process. You have to appoint a CA. You have to appoint an auditor. You have to appoint a CS. You have to appoint a CEO. You have to have a board of directors. You need to have a completely well-defined books of accounts, well audited. Okay, you have to give the records of your history, what you have been doing, what you will do. You will have to tell them how much money you want to raise. You have to tell them what will you do of that money. What are your future plans? Well-defined future plans. You can't be like, nahi, main bada kar dunga, ye kar dunga. You can't do that. Well-defined future plans, you have to tell them. And then and only then you get a permission. Okay, you can actually list this company into the market. You can actually go ahead in the public and ask for the money. This is the entire procedure which you have to follow. So many legal formalities, so many documentations. It's a very, very expensive process. Okay, this needs to be done. Now, I don't want you to go into detail of that. If I want, I can just have another separate session on the IPO only. It's that lengthy process. But we're not going to fall for that. Don't worry. But once that process is done, your private limited company or any other limited liability company, whatever it is, that becomes a public limited company. That becomes a public limited company. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, once everything is done, okay, you have filled all the forms, you have done all the formalities, then what do you do? They have given approval, okay, you can come, you can go to public. Then once that part is done, you go to the public. You can't be like, you can't stand in front of a building and you can just shout. No, you have to give, that is the proper procedure. You have to go to a national newspaper, a national TV channel, okay, and some other formalities as well. And you have to tell the public that, okay, this is my company, this is what we do, this is the amount I want to get, this is the amount I want from you guys, this is what I'm going to do from this money, and this is my business, this is who I am, these are the auditors, these are the lawyers, these are the CAs of my company, this is the board of directors. Everything you have to mention in that. You have to tell them, ki bhai, okay, and if you think this is a good company and if you want to invest in my company, this is the price of my share. You can apply for this share on this particular date. Let's say today is what? Today is 7th. Okay. So you can apply from 10th of May to 13th of May. Okay, you can do that. So everybody will get a form. You if they want to apply for that, they will fill the form with all their details, their PAN card, their number, their address, everything. They will also pay you a certain amount because they want to buy your shares. Okay, and after the 13th, it will be the window will be closed, and then you will give them the shares. And this entire process of giving away the company's share for the first time when the company is getting listed in the stock market, that is called initial public offering, or IPO. If you understand the word initial means the first time. Public offering, that means you're offering your shares, you're the ownership of the company to the public for the first time. That is called IPO. That is called IPO. Now, if you understand this, you will see it is a transaction between a company and the investors. Elon Musk or the flying machine is asking the money, and all the investor who trust Elon Musk and trust the idea of the company, they are investing. It's a transaction between what? A company and the investors. So if it is that kind of transaction, it will definitely come under primary market. Is this concept clear to everyone or not? Kushal, Aisha, Sai, okay, great, perfect. Siddharth, yes. Aditi, Yashu, okay. What about you guys? Okay, Aditi, what about you? Perfect. All right. Okay, and you should not be doing the formality of giving the thumbs up. If you don't understand it, if you have any questions regarding anything, you can ask me. And I'm not like your college professors ki do baar puch liya to main chid jaunga. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Clear. Okay, perfect. Now, if IPO is clear and primary market first transaction is clear, let's move on to the second. That is called follow on public offer. Follow on public offer means what? In short form, it is called FPO. Okay, FPO. What's the meaning of that? See, no idea. Okay. Okay. The thing is, what happens in FPOs? We started this company, Flying Machine. Okay, I got 500 crore rupees from you guys, and I started this company. I made the Gigafactory. I built some prototypes, and I finally built a solar powered airplane, and that just changed the entire aviation industry. Right, Kushal? Aviation industry.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, so which I changed the industry. But this gigafactory is in US. Okay, and US airspace is full of now, full of the solar power airplane. But now Australia, Europe, India, China, everybody wants these solar power airplanes. Modi ji came to me and he was like, Elon Musk ji, मैं चाहता हूं कि इसकी फैक्ट्री आप गुजरात में स्टैब्लिश करें. Okay, is anybody a BJP fan over here? Anyone? Andhbhakt? Anyone? Or any BJP fan? No one, right? Okay, I'm not mocking our honorable Prime Minister. I'm just trying to make the class a little bit interesting. Okay, don't worry. At this age, you should be a political. Okay, so don't. Yeah, yeah, great. Please don't be offended. Okay, मैं मजाक नहीं उड़ा रहा हूँ. I'm just saying. Not perfect. All right. So Modi ji came to me and he said, I want you to establish a gigafactory in Gujarat. Why Gujarat? Because every gigafactory is in Gujarat. Anyways, so I'll be like, fine, I'll do that. And I got similar orders from Europe. From Putin also came to me, and Xi Jinping also came to me. And he was like, aap mujhe ek de do, I'll take care of all the copies in China. So few things happened. So I'll be like, fine, I'll do that. It will be much easier for me. Production बढ़ सकता है. I'll get much more profit as well. I'll be like, fine. But again, I have to establish the gigafactories in different countries for that. And for that, I need money. Again, of course, I'm making profits. That's great. But they're not that much ki I can create gigafactories around the world. I need much more money. Again. So what will I do? Again, I can go to bank. I can go to friends, but again, उन्होंने उस वक्त मेरा साथ नहीं दिया. Why will I go back there? And if I go to the bank, they'll again ask for collateral, which I don't want to give. What will I do? I will go to my dear public again. I'll be like, my dear share owners and the public, you guys know what I have done already. I have built this so super successful company, Flying Machine, and I have changed the aviation industry altogether. Now, and you guys have supported me a lot. Okay, because of you guys, I have built this company. You helped me, and because of that, because we are making money, your share value has also gone up a lot. So I have returned my favor by giving you great returns on your investment. Now I need some more money. I need some more money. Okay, and can you please give me that? The people will be like, yeah, there's no problem. We have given you money previously. We had doubled or tripled the profit, so there's no issue. We'll give you money again. But now, again, what will we get? Are we getting Tesla again? Are we getting free tickets now? Since you have made the airplanes, I'll be like, no. I'm not going to do that. But what is happening is, this was the size of the company previously. Okay, I gave you the shares of this small company. But now, because Modi ji came to me, Putin came to me, and now I'm increasing the size of company and multiple gigafactories are going to open, what will happen is the size of the company will become this. So if the company size is increasing, after your investment, what I'll do is I'll give you the shares of this bigger company. Right? It's a bigger company, right? And again, I can make much more shares from this company. So I will divide the ownership of this bigger company and I will give you the shares. So if you see over here, if you pay attention to this particular example, I am not starting a new company. I am not starting, Flying Machine Part 2 or Flying Machine Returns or Ek Bar Fir Flying Machine The Revenge or Flying Machine, whatever. I'm not doing that. Right? I'm not doing Flying Machine India division, Flying Machine UAE division. I'm not doing that. I'm having the same company, just making it bigger. So when we list a company for the first time, okay, and we give this offering, we offer the share to the public for the first time, it is called initial public offer or IPO. But now I'm doing the same thing. I'm giving more share to the public and asking for the money. Can I call it an IPO? Can I relist the same company? No, it is already listed. And can I call it an IPO too? No. Can you do something for the first time twice? No, if you're doing it for the second time twice, that's the second time, right? It can't be first time. So instead of calling it an initial public offering, which is the first time, we are calling it a follow-on public offering. It is the same thing, same procedure. We will go to the company's registrar. I'll be like, okay, I want more money, so I am expanding my company and I'm asking for more money from the public. They'll agree to it after some formalities, and you can go to the public. You'll be like, okay, from this date to this date, you can apply for the FPO. All those people who have applied for the FPO, they will get extra shares. They will pay me the money. I will get the money. They will get extra shares. Transaction done. But this is not happening for the first time. That's why it can't be called initial public offering. It will be called follow-on public offer. It is happening of the already existing listed company, Flying Machine. That's why it's not called IPO. It's called FPO. Some people also called FPO as further public offering because of the obvious reasons. Again, happening. That's concept clear, everyone? Yashu, Siddharth, and Kushal. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Siddharth, Yashu, yep, okay. All right. Now, again, if you pay attention to this, it is a transaction between what? Between the company and the investors, right? Company is getting the money, investors are getting the share, transaction between company and investor. That's why it is coming under primary market transaction. Right? Now, let's move on to the third type of transaction that is called buyback of shares. Buyback of shares. What is the meaning of buyback of shares? See, what happens is sometimes, like let's say Elon Musk has given all the shares to the public that to raise the money. He started a company, he made the company. So in a way, the company is his, but on paper, on legal papers, the company is of the shareholders. Correct? Now, when shareholders become the owners of the company, when the public becomes the owner of the company, they sometimes start hindering with the decision making of the company. They actually can. They have the voting right. They have some say in the company's decision making as well. So let's say Elon Musk wants his vision is something else and public wants something else. So Elon Musk will have to listen to the public because they actually have some say in the company. But if Elon Musk wants its control back, he will have to get the control over majority of the shares of the company. Then only he can control this company according to his vision, his knowledge, his view. So if the company is successful now, if the company is making profits, what can the company do? Company can actually buy its shares back from the public. Company will be like, okay, अभी market के अंदर इस company के 10 crore shares हैं with the public. What we can do is we have certain amount of profit with us. So let's say the price of one share is 15 rupees. We will offer 18 rupees to them per share. So many people who want to surrender their share, they will surrender their share on a particular date. We will, of course, it's a process, but it will be like, okay, on this particular date, if you want to surrender your share, we will give you 18 rupees per share. All those people who want to surrender their share, they can. So they will surrender their share. We will give them the money and we will get the share of the company back in our control. And once we get these shares back to us, we are actually getting or gaining the control of the company back. That's why the buyback of share is done. Now, if you pay attention on this, buyback is again a transaction between a company and its investors. It is just the reverse of IPO, but again, companies doing transaction with its investors. Two parties are company and investors. That's why it is a primary market transaction. Is this concept clear to everyone?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Debarga, sharing, Siddharth, Yashu.
Yes, sir.
Yashu is asking, अगर Elon Musk and public के पास 50-50 shares हैं, तो who will take decision? नहीं, decision will always be taken by the CEO, जो कि appointed है company के. He will take the decision. Okay, but sometimes the company can hinder with the decision. कि भाई नहीं, this is not in our favor. You can change it. They can pressurize the management to take decision in favor of the company's investors or their own interest, and company will have to listen to it. But once the company has majority shares, then company don't have to listen to anybody else. But decision making will always be in the board of directors who are actually managing the company. Everyday matter के अंदर public can't do anything. Got it, Ashu? ओके, सिद्धार्थ सिंह रिपीट कर दो. ओके, रिपीट कर देते हैं. सो व्हाट इज बायबैक ऑफ शेयर? बायबैक ऑफ शेयर मींस व्हेन कंपनी हैज गिवन सो मेनी शेयर्स टू द पब्लिक, बहुत सारे शेयर्स कंपनी के पब्लिक के पास है, तो कंपनी अपना कंट्रोल बहुत बार खोने लग जाती है. बहुत सारे डिसीजंस के अंदर कंपनी शेयर होल्डर्स इंटरफेयर करने लग जाते हैं. इन ऑर्डर टू सेव देम सेल्फ फ्रॉम दैट, जब अगर कंपनी प्रॉफिट बनाने लग जाती है तो कंपनी अपने शेयर्स को वापस मांग लेती है पब्लिक से. पहले शेयर्स दिए थे कंपनी ने पैसों के लिए, अब पैसों की जरूरत नहीं है, प्रॉफिट बन रहा है. सो व्हाट कंपनी कैन डू इज कंपनी कैन गिव मनी टू पब्लिक टू गेट इट्स ओन शेयर्स बैक. ओके, एंड इट इज डन हाउ? जस्ट लाइक आईपीओ, इसका भी एक डेट निकलता है कि 13 से लेकर 16 तक अगर आपको अपने शेयर सरेंडर करने हैं. इफ यू हैव द शेयर ऑफ द कंपनी एंड इफ यू वांट टू सरेंडर, यू कैन सरेंडर इट. वी विल गिव यू, लेट्स से 15 रुपए का मार्केट प्राइस चल रहा है अभी कंपनी के शेयर का, वी विल गिव यू 16 और 17 और 18. वी आर गिविंग यू मच बेटर प्रॉफिट्स. सो इफ यू वांट, you can surrender your shares at 18 rupees. You will get your money, investors will get their money back, and I will get my shares. This is called buyback of shares. And because it's a transaction happening between a company and the public again and the investors again, that's why it's called a primary market transaction. Clear, Siddharth? Siddharth? Yes. Okay, great. अब अगर ये भी क्लियर है, let's move on to the next primary market transaction, that is called private placement. Private placement. What is private placement? You are giving the shares of your company privately. Whatever examples we have seen so far, they were like open market transaction. ये भाई जिसको चाहिए ले लो. But I'll give you a simple example. Back in 2017, when the Jio was launched, Reliance Industries decided कि भाई we are going to make Reliance a debt-free company. कर्जा जो भी है उतार देंगे by 2020. And in order to become a debt-free company, लोन अगर उतारना था, company need money. Now, what the Reliance did is they met Google, they met Facebook, they met Qualcomm. Google, Meta, and Qualcomm. In तीनों से Mukesh Ambani he met. He was like, I am going to launch 4G in the entire country. I am going to launch a phone and a shitty laptop in this country. And for that, I am going to need tech support from the giants like you, the best of the best in the world. Of course, Meta, Google, and Qualcomm, which is who is making Snapdragon processor. So let's do one thing. I will give you the shares of my company at a little bit of discount, certain percentage of share, and you give me this much amount for that percentage. So Mukesh Ambani gave some shares of Reliance to Google, some shares of Reliance to Meta, and some shares of Reliance to Qualcomm. Great. For this transaction, for this transfer of the shares, Mukesh Ambani or the Reliance got so much of money, and they took that money and they paid all the debt they had. At the same time, Mukesh Ambani made, in a way, Mukesh Ambani made Mark Zuckerberg, Qualcomm, and Google as its partners. Because if you have a decent amount of share of a company, you are becoming the owner. In a way, you are becoming the partner, right? So if they have the skin in the game, if these three companies have the skin in the game, they will, of course, give the best of the best to Reliance in order to make the company grow. This was like a एक आंख से दो नहीं एक तीर से दो निशाना something. Now the question here is, ये जो transaction हुआ, this transaction, was it like a publicly like open market transaction? भाई मुकेश अंबानी ने बोला कि हाँ मस्त भाई, सॉरी, मार्क जुकरबर्ग भाई, मेरे कंपनी के शेयर मार्केट से उठा लो. Was it like that? और सुंदर पिचाई साहब, मेरी कंपनी के शेयर मार्केट से उठा लो. It was not like that. It was a private placement. मुकेश अंबानी ने लीगली अपने शेयर्स उनके नाम किए एंड दे पेड मनी फॉर दैट. उन्होंने स्टॉक मार्केट में 9 बजे से 3 बजे तक शेयर्स नहीं खरीदे. दैट डिड नॉट हैपन. So these kind of transactions are called private placements. You are privately buying or selling the shares of a particular company, public listed. And again, if you see the broader view of it, it was a transaction between investors, which were Google, Qualcomm, and Meta in this case, and the company, which was Reliance in this case. That's why it comes under a primary market transaction. Is this concept clear, everyone? Great. All right. Perfect. Is this concept clear? Let's move on to the last primary market. Not the last, but at least last in this PPT. Preferred allotments. What is preferred allotments? Preferred allotments means, let's say I am coming up with an FPO. Or let's say I am coming up with bonus share. I want to give some bonus shares to my existing shareholders. Why? In order to reward their loyalty and in order to reward their investment and trust in our company, because they're already our investors. So I want to give them bonus shares. Or when I'm coming up with an FPO, all those current investors, they'll get the first preference. What is this? This is called preferred allotment. I am giving preference to certain class of investors. This is called preferred allotments. And again, if you look at this in a broader view, it is a transaction between primary market, sorry, a transaction between company and the investors. So again, it is coming under primary market transaction. So now these are the few examples. There are a few more, but now because you know all these are under primary market transaction, primary market, because these are the transaction between a company and the investors. You are never going to get confused in any other example as well. Any confusion in primary market, everyone? Koi confusion, or is this clear?
Clear, sir.
Clear, everyone? No confusion. Okay, clear. Repeat kar do. Okay, repeat kar do. Preferred allotment. Okay. Preferred allotment means I am giving away some shares bonus के थ्रू या फिर FPO के थ्रू. ठीक है, बट मैं सबको नहीं दे रहा. मैं उन्हीं को दे रहा हूं, या तो वो HNI हाई नेटवर्थ इंस्टीट्यूशन, या फिर आई एम ओनली गिविंग टू माय करंट इन्वेस्टर्स जिनके पास ऑलरेडी मेरे कंपनी के शेयर्स हैं. तो एक तरह से आई एम गिविंग प्रेफरेंस टू सम ऑफ माय शेयर होल्डर, और जिनके पास मेरी कंपनी के प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स है. प्रेफरेंस शेयर करके भी एक चीज होती है, उनके पास वो शेयर्स है, तो उन्हीं को मैं वो शेयर्स दूंगा, बाकियों को नहीं दूंगा. दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रेफर्ड अलॉटमेंट. So it is just like giving some people some priority, but again it's a primary market transaction. क्यों? क्योंकि एक कंपनी और एक इन्वेस्टर के बीच में हो रहा है ये ट्रांजैक्शन. Got Siddharth? Okay. Okay, if that thing is clear, अब ये primary market clear है, let's talk about the secondary market transaction. Okay, secondary market. Secondary market is your regular stock exchange. What do I mean by that? See, what happens is, let's say Kushal, being an aeronautical engineer, he invested in flying machine. He gave 1 lakh rupees and he got 1,000 shares, sorry, 10,000 shares of my company. 10 रुपए का ना, so 10,000 shares. Now Kushal wants to buy a car, okay, and he needs money for that. He will come back to me and he'll be like, Musk bhai, सुनो ना, मुझे गाड़ी खरीदनी है. Can you just, these are your shares, take away, take them back. Can you just give me my money back? I'll be like, are you crazy? ऐसे कैसे पैसा दे दूं? He'll be like, ऐसा कैसे करते हो यार? जब आपको पैसा चाहिए था मैंने दिया ना. You wanted money, I gave it to you, no? Now I need money. Can't you give it to me back? I'll be like, how can I give it to you back? I have already taken your money and invested it in my company. Right? तुम्हारी कंपनी के मैंने ऊपर सीलिंग लगवा दी तुम्हारे पैसों की. How can I give you the ceiling back? That's not possible. You'll be like, अच्छा मैं तो फिर इन्वेस्ट करके फंस गया ना आपकी कंपनी में. लाइक नहीं नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. सी, आपने पैसा लगाया है, but there are so many investors who are not able to invest in my company, but they want to. So do one thing: find a person who needs the share of my company, or who actually wanted to invest in my company but he couldn't, or who want to invest in my company more, and sell these shares to that guy. मैं अपनी बुक्स पे चेंज कर दूंगा कि भाई कुशल ने नहीं खरीदे ये शेयर, लेट्स से यशु ने खरीदे. Kushal will like, okay, fine, I'll find someone. So Kushal finds Yashu and he's like, okay, you want the share? Yashu is like, yes, I need it. So Kushal will give the shares or the paper to the Yashu, and Yashu will pay him the money, and Kushal will get the money. My investor will get his shares or her shares. Yashu, are you a girl or a guy? I'm really sorry. Guy, okay. So Yashu will get, because I've seen some girls, they उनका भी नाम यशु होता है. Sorry. So yeah, Yashu will get the shares. He will get the shares. Kushal will get the money. I already have the money. That's great. Now, if you pay attention to this kind of transaction, this was not a transaction between a company and an investor. This was a transaction between one investor and another investor. Right? Company का इसमें कोई रोल नहीं था. It was between one investor and another investor. Kushal and Yashu, इन दोनों ने आपस में ट्रांजैक्शन किया. This is why this kind of transaction is called a secondary market transaction. 99% of transactions that you see every day are secondary market transactions. IPO can only come once in the lifetime of a company. FPO rarely hota hai, maybe twice or thrice in the lifetime. Buyback of share be twice or thrice or 4-5 times in the lifetime of the company. Private placement happens very, very rarely. Preferred allotments have happened very, very rarely in the history of the company. But everybody buys the shares of the company every single day. Reliance के shares मैं आज बेचता हूं, मैं खरीदता हूं, मैं खरीद रहा हूं, बेच रहा हूं. It will happen. I can do that 10 times a day. So am I buying from Mukesh Ambani? Is Mukesh Ambani paying me the money? No. I'm actually buying from some other investor who wants to sell. I'm actually selling to some other investor who wants to buy. And all these regular buying and selling transactions, these are all happening in secondary market only. ओके, जो रेगुलर बाइंग सेलिंग होती है, इस कंपनी के 10 शेयर खरीद लिए, इसके 50 खरीद लिए, इसके 100 खरीद लिए, ऑल दीज आर सेकेंडरी मार्केट ट्रांजैक्शंस. Are we clear on all these things, everyone? Primary market, secondary market. आप अगर कोई भी कुछ भी पूछे, can you just answer them? Devarga, yeah, okay. Devarga, what about you? Yes. Okay, great. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Great. You can have a sip of water if you guys want. अगर थोड़ा थक गए हो, tired already, so you can just have a sip of water. I'll also have a sip of water. All right. So if the types of market, primary and secondary, is clear to you guys, now let's talk about kinds of. Okay, kinds of market. Let's talk about that. Now you were like, अभी तो किया ना kinds of market. No, it was types of market. Now this is kinds of market. You might be like, what's the difference? You might be like, क्या difference है दोनों में? दोनों एक ही तो है? No. Types of market means what are the different varieties of market? कितने type के होते हैं? And kinds of market means what are the different moods of market, like what kind of person you are, what kind of person you are you are you like an angry person, or like you are emotional person, okay, or are you a happy go lucky person, right? So that's the thing. What आपके मिजाज कैसे हैं, what kind, or uh, what's the mood of yours. That's basically kind. So what kind of market is there, and what type means, okay, there are homo sapiens, then there are giraffes, and then there are elephants, and then there are horses. So there are different kinds of, just what's the song, just give me one second. Waiting now. Anyways, so I'll tell you what's the difference. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, so we know about types of market. Two types. First is primary. Second is secondary. Kinds mean what are the different moods of the market. Let's talk about that. There are three kinds of market. First one is bullish market or bull market. Second one is bearish market or bear market. Third one is consolidating, sideways, or choppy market. Note it down. Bullish market or bull market, bearish market or bear market, consolidating, sideways, or choppy market. Now, do you guys have any idea what these types are, kinds are? थोड़ा सा ओके, क्या है थोड़ा सा आइडिया? Okay, bullish market, bullish keep market. Okay, yes, okay, you're on the right track. All right. I'll tell you. Yes, correct. So, as Siddharth rightly said, bullish market means it is a market which is going up. Okay, bearish market means the market which is going down. And sideways market means the market which is not going anywhere. just sideways. Okay. Now, just 1 minute. Okay. Bullish market means the market which is going up. Bearish market means the market which is going down or negative, or sideways or consolidating market means the market which is not going anywhere. Okay. Now, why upward going market is called bullish market? Why downward going market is called bearish market? That's the question, right? Why not up or positive or green market? Why bull? Why not giraffe market? Let me tell you the analogy for that. See, let's say if there's an angry bull on the street, okay, and you are wearing red. Yes, yes, perfect. Yes, Siddharth. So, and you are wearing red colored clothes. So, what will happen? Bull will follow you. Bull will haunt you actually. Okay, it will follow you, and you'll just start running, and then finally you can't outrun the bull, so bull will attack you, and he will use his horns and he will just throw you up. Correct? He will just throw you up. On the other hand, let's say there is a bear. You are in a jungle, and a bear is following you. Okay, you are being chased by the bear, and you're running from him, and you're just running, trying to save your life. Okay, and after that, in order to save yourself, you climb a tree. You climb a tree, and then the bear starts, trying to shake the tree so that you can fall down, and he can attack you, or it'll, use its claws to just to grab you down and kill you and eat you up. Now, if you see these two types of attacking tactics, you will see one animal is attacking you and throwing you up. Another animal is attacking you and trying to bring you down and attack you. Can you see the difference? When one animal is attacking you, you are going up, and another animal is attacking you, you are falling down. So because of these type of, because of the way these animals attack, we have like considered further, if the market is going up, we say the bulls are in power, the bulls are attacking the market, and the market is going up, and up. And when the market is negative, going down, we always say bears are in control, bears are in power, they are dragging the market down. That's why the upward going market is called bullish market, downward going market is called bearish market, and sideways is sideways. Now, upward going market is also called bullish market. It is called bull market. It is also called positive market. It is also called green market. Okay. It is also called up market, upward or up market. So these are different terminologies used for the same type of market. Bearish market, bear market, red market. Okay. Red market इसके साथ में negative market. Okay, these are the different terms that people use for down market, downward market. Different terms used for downward or bearish market. And these all mean the same. And why am I telling you all these different words? I'll tell you. Don't worry. What part they were? What part you want me to repeat? Okay, I'll tell the name. Don't worry. अभी उसमें explain करना बाकी. Now, all these names mean the same, but consolidation, sideways, and choppy. This means the market is like this, not going up, not going down. But these three terms does not mean the same thing. What do I mean by that? In order to understand this, let's understand one more thing in the market, which is called trends. Do you know what is the meaning of trend? If I'm wearing something trendy, what's the meaning of that? If I'm eating something else, like sushi is a trending dish right now. Sushi, right? Nobody knew what sushi is a year ago, 2 years ago. But now everybody's like, I'm a sushi holic. But like, what? Why? Do you guys know what trend is? Yeah. So trend, yeah, right. So trend is basically what is actually going on right now. What is what is in right now, right? What's going on right now? That's basically trend, correct? And you guys are, I think, millennials also, so you guys understand what trend is in a better way. Sorry, Gen Z actually. Oh wow. So I'm getting a logical answer from Aish. Yes, yes, correct. So trend means what is actually happening right now, what is actually going on right now. That is basically trend. Okay. So what is the trend in the market? Trend means what is the direction of the market currently. Okay, what is the direction of the market currently? So there are three types of trend. First is uptrend, second one is downtrend, third one is sideways trend. You would be like, ये तो अभी तो बताया ना. No, that's different. That's different. Okay, I'll tell you the difference. So you might be knowing uptrend kya hota hai. When the market is going up, it is uptrend. Or what is downtrend? When the market is going down, it's downtrend. When the market is not going anywhere, it is sideways trend. Yes, that is how people look at it. But you can't just look at it in a very uh, uh, eagle eye view. You have to go a little bit of detail. You have to understand this as a student of market is just when the market is going up or the market is going down, you can't say it's an uptrend. You can't say it's an uptrend. And secondly, that's not the definition of how uptrend works. And secondly, market does not go up like this. Market does not go down like this. How market moves? Market actually moves in a zigzag manner. Okay, it will go up, then go down a little bit, then go up, then go down a little bit, then go up, then go down a little bit, then go up, then go down a little bit. This is how the market actually moves. Okay, and all these peaks, they are called the highs or tops of the mountain of the market. And all these pits, these valleys, they are called the lows or the bottoms of the market. Okay, these are called the HHH highs of the market, and these are called LLL lows of the market. Now, if you pay attention to this particular structure, you will see this particular high, second high, is higher than the previous high, right? Third high is higher than the previous high. Fourth high is higher than the previous high. Fifth high is higher than the previous high. That means the market is continuously making higher highs or higher tops. At the same time, you can see this low, which you can see right now, is higher than the previous low. Next low is again higher than the previous low. This low again is higher than the previous low. This low again is higher than the previous low. Can't you say the market is making higher lows or higher bottoms? Can we all say this? Can we all say this? Yes. Yes, we can. Okay. Dialogue from Barack Obama. Yes, we can. Correct? So that is the definition of uptrend. What is the definition of uptrend? The uptrend says whenever the market is continuously making higher highs and higher lows, that's the point when you say the market is in uptrend. Okay, if the market is continuously making higher highs and higher lows, that's the point you will say the market is in uptrend. Let's say there's a top. Okay, the market went down and then the market went up again. You can't say it's an higher, it's an uptrend. Why? Abhi tak low bana nahi hai. What if the market comes down and makes a similar low? It is not uptrend. But on the other hand, if the market goes up, comes down, goes up again, so now we know that market ने एक high तो बना लिया है, it's an higher high, and it comes down and takes a reversal from this, then we can confidently say कि भाई market में higher high भी बना है, higher low भी बना है. Now we can say the market is in an uptrend. उसके बिना ऐसे ऊपर जा रहा है, it is not an uptrend. This is the proper definition of uptrend, which not a lot of people knows. And let me tell you, आपको ये कॉन्सेप्ट सिंपल लग रहा होगा. दिस माइट लुक वेरी सिंपल टू यू. विल बी लाइक हाँ ठीक है ना, ऊपर जा रहा है अपट्रेंड, नीचे जा रहा है डाउन ट्रेंड. नो, दिस सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट forms the basics of one of the most powerful strategies that I personally use, and the strategy which has made the majority of money that I've made in my life. It is that powerful. So understand it very clear. Similarly, in the downtrend, what happens? Market doesn't fall down like this. It will fall like zigzag, zigzag, down a little bit up, down a little bit up, down a little bit up, down a little bit up. Correct? So all these peaks, they are called highs of the market. Okay? And all these pits will be called lows of the market. Okay, these are called highs, these are called lows. Now here we can observe that all the highs, this high is lower than the previous high. 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 Here, this low is lower than the previous low. 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 So can I conclude that the market is continuously making lower highs and lower lows, or lower tops and lower bottoms? And that is the exact definition of a downtrend. That is the exact definition of a downtrend. When the market is continuously making higher highs and lower highs and lower lows, or lower tops and lower bottoms, that's when we say the market is in downtrend. And the last one is market is sideways. When we call market is sideways, when there are no significant new highs and no significant new lows, that's when we say market is not going anywhere. Market, it's not going up, it's not going up, it's not going down, it is just sideways in one direction. Now, these are the trends of the market. Okay, these are the trends of the market. Now understand this. How the market actually moves. Okay, how the market actually moves. Okay, we'll do that in the next session. Let's stop over here. We will do that, how the market actually moves and how you can look at that in the next session. But and also I'll tell you the difference between consolidation, sideways, and choppy market in the next. Okay, let's conclude this session over here. So far, what we have done is we have started with what is stock market. Then we talked about types of market, primary, secondary. We talked about different transitions that happens in the market. We talked about kinds of market, 3 kinds: bullish, bearish, and sideways. Then we talked about trends in the market.